Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a video for you which is just talking about what's in my bag. So this is the bag that I use every day and I take to work with me. We did a similar video a few years ago and Jade talked about what's in her bag and it was a ward bag then. So we just thought we'd make a follow-up video talking about what's in my bag but sort of as junior doctors. So for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Q and I'm a junior doctor and this is the bag that I use every day. I take to work with me. It's my trusty bag. I've used it since medical school. I've had it for a good few years now and it's never failed me. So we just start with the bag itself. It's a Seagull bag and I got it off Amazon. I think it was fourth or fifth year of medical school and it's still holding pretty well. I like it and I'll continue to use it, to be honest, until it falls apart. On the outside of the bag, I just have this key ring that we got in Cape Town. This was 2018 when we went for our medical elective in Cape Town. And I've just had it on the bag since. Starting with the outer pockets. So on this side, I've got my trusty water bottle. So I've used these water bottles from this company for a good few years now. They don't leak and they don't develop that plasticky smell that you get from a lot of water bottles after a few months of use. On this side, we've got my coffee travel mug. I like this one. I've had it for a few years as well. I'll link all of this below. It doesn't leak and it's about the medium size and it takes about a mug of coffee. I take this with me every day to work. So this bag has got a few compartments. So we're gonna start with the smallest pocket on the outside. In this one, I usually put my lunch. I don't have lunch in it right now. I always take an umbrella because this is the UK. You gotta have an umbrella. I also keep some contact lenses in here. I prefer wearing glasses, but I always keep some contacts with me just in case I drop my glasses in the break or something. I've got some backup, not only in this bag, but in all my sort of travel bags as well. One thing I always have in my bag are these, which are like snack bars. These are lifesavers, especially on calls. Sometimes you don't have time to stop for lunch, so you can just keep this in your pocket. So when I get to work, I just put a couple of these in my scrub pockets. And if I don't have time to stop for a proper lunch, I can just snack on these and they keep you going. So I always have a couple of these. We move on to the small one at the top. So in this one, I keep pens. I just accumulate as many pens as I can because I'm guaranteed to lose some pens during a shift. So I've got some normal pens in here, but I also keep these pen torches. So I really like these because they're quite bright and also they've got like a gauge to help you sort of measure pupil size. So when you're assessing a patient, you're looking at the eyes. This can just sort of act as a reminder. So I really like these ones. This BMA pen also has a torch on it. So I also keep just a couple of torches because they're really useful to have. I also keep some mints in there at all times. So either these ones or some chewing gum. So that's all of my outer pockets. So we'll just move on to the main section. So this bag has two main sections, a smaller one and sort of the main compartment. So we'll start with the slightly smaller one. So in this compartment, I keep a few things that I sort of take with me regularly. One of which is hand cream. I always keep some hand cream with me because I wash my hands all the time at work and my hands get really ashy really quickly. So this is always helpful sort of to moisturize my hands. So the next thing we've got in here, I always keep one of these as well. So this is an Anchor battery pack, especially with my phone at the moment, it doesn't keep its charge as well as it used to. So I always keep a battery pack. I don't want to run out at work. I use my phone a lot at work. So things like calculators like Mdu Calc or just looking up things. So I can't afford to run out of juice. So I always keep one of these with me. This one is a 20,000 milliamp hours, I think. So you can charge my phone 3-4 times before it runs out. So worth having a battery pack as well. So the next thing, this is my stamp. So we got this from our hospital when we started as F1s and I've kept mine since. They're really useful. So what it does is it just stamps your name and your GMC number. So you can use that as a signature, especially if you're writing up drug charts with a lot of medications. Rather than going through and sort of signing each one, you can just use a stamp and quickly stamp your way through it. So I really like this. I use this a lot, especially when clocking patients. And the last thing in here is something I got recently. So this is an Mdu Gift. The Mdu is the Medical Defense Union and they give you a gift each time you renew your membership. In medical school, when I did it the first time, I got some flashcards, some anatomy flashcards, which were really useful. This time around, I opted for a pocket size ophthalmoscope and otoscope, and you've got some caps and things in there. I thought it'd be useful to have especially as a GP trainee. So that's everything in this sort of small compartment. So we'll move on to the main compartment of the bag. In here, I keep my glasses case. I've had my glasses for a while and I rarely use this case at work. I just keep it in my bag just in case I need it. The next thing is probably the main thing I take to work sort of every day. So it's a Cardiology 3 stethoscope that I bought in medical school right at the beginning of clinical school, and it's held up really well. It's not chipped. One thing I was worried about was whether this anodized metal was going to chip over time, but it hasn't. I love this stethoscope. I remember buying it in medical school, and I think most people went for the classic, which was a lot cheaper, but to me it didn't look as durable as this one. So I bought this one mainly for the durability, and I think it's lasted quite well. Hopefully I don't lose it and I don't have to replace it anytime soon, because stethoscopes are really expensive. And yes, it's got tape on it, because for some reason at work, when you really need tape, you can't find any. So I always keep some tape with me, and when it runs out, I always replace it. And we've also done a video on stethoscopes, which you can find on our channel. So the next thing is my access cards and my lanyard. So this is something I have to take to work every single day. Even to get in places like the mess, you have to have your access card, otherwise you won't get in, or you need to wait for someone to walk by and let you in. So it can be a bit of a nightmare. I got it recently from Mdu. I don't know if you can see. It's got names of different sort of medications and drugs, coffee and tea, which I think is a nice touch. Something else that I take to work every day, especially now on A&E, are a pair of scrubs. So we wear grey scrubs in A&E and the rest of the hospital wears blue scrubs. And you get given a batch at the beginning of your rotation that you keep at home. So you're expected to wash them and bring them in sort of every shift. I don't have one in there right now because all my scrubs are in the wash. The last thing I bring to work is my iPad Pro. So I normally take this in on days that I have teaching. This in combination with Notability is one of the best ways to take notes. So I've got a Magic Keyboard on it. I've got an Apple Pencil. It's something that I wish I had in medical school, because I remember going on placements and having to take sort of folders, textbooks, whereas now I can just keep everything in one, and it's so much easier to carry. And with iOS 15, even using things like Quick Note, so much easier and very convenient. Whilst I don't keep these in my bag, I always have them with me, and that's of course my AirPods Pro and my phone. I always listen to music or podcasts to and from work. So as you can see, I do take quite a lot in my bag. It's a heavy bag, especially once you added things like lunch and your coffee is filled, your water bottle is filled. It becomes quite heavy. So this was just a quick video looking at what's in my bag. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.